The way none of her life is real. I am officially 88% of the way through. I don't think there's a single character that's likable in this book. I did not read at all. This is like my most anticipated release of the year, maybe ever. Hi guys, welcome back. I am going to be filming my first reading vlog today. Yay, I'm so excited. I've been watching reading vlogs for like 5 years now, and I'm finally gonna make my own. I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. Hopefully it goes good. Please don't mind the mess in the back, okay? I am just gonna do like a realistic what I read in a week as someone who has 2 jobs and is also taking summer classes. It is summer now, it's the end of May, so I'm starting to get quite busy. I have work, I have school 2 days a week. This weekend I'm going to New York, so I don't know how much I'm gonna read. Today is Thursday. I read a little bit this morning. I'm just gonna read however much I normally do from this Thursday to probably next Wednesday or Thursday, and tell you guys like the pages and how many books I finished. I really am not a fast reader at all. Like, I could read 1 book a week. Sometimes I'll binge a book and I'll read 2 books in a week, but we'll see how much. It is gonna be the end of May this weekend, so I definitely want to finish the book I'm reading now before May ends, and then I'll start a new one, so we'll see. But I do want to talk to you about the book that I've read so far today. I am reading Yesteryear right now by, I don't, if it's Caro Claire Burke. I'm really liking it so far. I'm only 76 pages in on chapter 8. If you don't know, this is like very popular right now, but this is basically about this woman who is like a trad wife, and she posts online like her perfect life and recipes, and she has these kids that are perfect, and she's just like perfect, and she thinks that she's perfect, but in reality she has like 2 nannies, she has a producer, she has all these people behind the scenes that are helping her, but she still thinks she's like the best person at living life ever. And she wakes up one day and she is actually living in the 1850s. So her way of living is kind of like she's living in the 1800s. Like, she's a very trad wife person who has organic everything and makes her own soap, makes her own butter, like that kind of stuff. And then she wakes up one morning and she's actually in that time. So she's in like 1855, I think. And her kids and her husband are all there, and they all kind of look the same, but it's not actually them. And her house is the same layout, but it's different. It's like built for the 1850s, and like there's a horse, and that looks the same, but it's just a little, like everything's just a little bit different. And she has no idea what happened, where she is. She thinks she's kidnapped, and then it's kind of flashbacking to her life before this and how she got here. So right now in like the beginning chapters, we're going through her time in college and how she met her husband. So we're kind of seeing how she got to be where she is, while also flash forwarding to her now being in the 1850s somehow. And that's as far as I am right now. I'm really enjoying it though. I read, how many pages did I read this morning? I only read about 20 pages, I think, this morning, because I do have to get ready and go to work now. I read a little bit the past few days as well, so I do read every day, but it's not often that much, so we'll see. But I definitely do want to start binging this book because I feel like I really want to know the answers. Like, as I'm going through the scenes in the past, I'm like really trying to get through them because I want to know what happens, and I've heard the end is also very crazy, so I'm very excited. I do hate being in her head though. Like, she is an insufferable person and she just thinks like she can do absolutely nothing wrong, and I'm hating it, but it's very interesting and it's very well written. So I am really liking that. I think that's all my update for right now. So we're just gonna go throughout the week. Like I said, I am going to New York, so I don't know how much I'm gonna be reading this weekend. But I do have that book on my Kindle as well, so hopefully we'll read something. Other than that though, I guess I'll see you guys whenever I next see you. I work today for a few hours and I'll probably read a bunch tonight, so maybe I'll see you then. says, "My name is Natalie Heller Mills, and I was perfect at being alive."
I must be unperfect.
Okay, so I just got out of work. I'm getting gas right now. I read like a page of my book at work, but nothing to talk about. But I did get a book today, and I'm so excited. It's Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Okay, can I speak? Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick. I have been waiting for this book. This is like my most anticipated release of the year, maybe ever. I love Brooke so much. I've listened to her and Connor's podcast, her own podcast when she had it, like everything. I've been following her write this book the entire time. I've literally only heard good things. I've only heard and seen good things. Obviously, it's only been out for 2 days now, but it's only been good. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna go home now. I'm gonna make dinner. I'll show you that because I'm so excited for what I'm gonna make. And then hopefully we're gonna read all night if I like lock in and actually do that. So guys, my dinner was so good. I don't know if you could tell from the clip, but it was like a shrimp penne lemon sauce meal that I made, and it was so good. I ate so much of it. I'm so full, and like I even think I want to go eat some more later just because I want the taste of it again. It's now a little later. I'm laying in bed. I'm going to read. Actually, I'm watching Larry reads. She has like a little reading sprint on her Twitch going on. So I'm gonna do this with everyone on here so it motivates me to read. But I have Yesteryear on my Kindle. I also got this Briar U Garrett Graham sweatshirt, and I'm obsessed with it. I can't stop wearing it. On the back it says Graham 44. Like, I love the deal. I do. Love off campus. Oh, I also got another book, so I'll have to show you guys that later. But yeah, I'm gonna go read now. I'm like 20% in, I think. So we'll see how far I get. I definitely want to get to page 100, which is only like 25 pages away, so I could do that. But yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, hi guys. It is now, what time is it? 11:38. I do have work tomorrow, and I'm leaving for New York, and I have to pack, and I have a lot to do tomorrow. So I'll probably only read another chapter or two. I got to page 106 in Yesteryear today, but I'll probably read another chapter or two to fall asleep. But I'm still really liking it. The same thing is pretty much true. I'm pretty sure I really haven't read much since we last chatted. So yeah, I also told you I was going to show you the other book that I got. I don't know where it is right now. It might be down on my floor somewhere, but I got The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I think I'll probably listen to that on audiobook when I saw it. I really like to listen to my thrillers on audiobook because when I'm reading in paperback, I skip with my eyes and I spoil it for myself, so I like listening to them in audio form. I haven't read any Riley Sager books yet, so I'm really excited to see if I like him, and then maybe I can find a whole new author to branch into. So yeah, I'm gonna start that too. But I really do hope to binge a bunch of this because I really want to finish this before May ends. So, but it is really easy to binge also. Like, the chapters aren't that long, and because you want to know so bad what is happening in the next chapter, you're really speeding through it because it'll leave you on a cliffhanger and then go back in time and you're like, okay, well now I need to read this to get to see what's happening in present day. So it's paced really well, I think. I'm hoping it doesn't like slow down at all. But I just got to the part where she like finds something kind of suspicious, so I think it's gonna start picking up. I still don't like her. She literally is talking about when her first kid was born and like she hated her and she thought that she was evil. And I know people suffer with postpartum depression and that's like a serious issue, but I just think it's different with this woman, and I think this woman like actually doesn't love anyone and isn't able to have love for anyone because she's just like a narcissist. I think that's it though. I'm gonna read, like I said, a few more chapters and then I will check in with you tomorrow. I probably won't be able to record and like talk to you guys too much because I'm staying at my friend's apartment and everything. But you'll see what I read anyways. So I will see you when I next see you, I guess, with some updates. Hi guys, as you can see, I'm back from the big city. I did not read at all, really. I read, I think, like 2 chapters of my book, and I listened to, I think, 2 chapters of my audiobook. I really, really wanted to finish Yesteryear by today, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I have all of this left to go. It's really nice out right now, so I think I'm gonna go sit outside and read. I actually might first go take a walk and listen to my audiobook. I think I told you guys, but I'm listening to The Only One Left by Riley Sager. And I'll tell you a little bit what that's about when I get a little farther in. The only thing I know, well, I can tell you what I know right now, because I'm like 2 chapters in. There's this girl who works for this in-home care thing where she goes to people's houses who need help being cared for, and she did something, but we don't know yet. She did something with the company. I don't know. She did something and she was on suspension from work for like 6 months, and now she's finally back and she gets this new assignment, and it's this lady who was rumored to have killed like the rest of her family, like her parents and her sister, I'm pretty sure. So she's like, oh, like this is my punishment for what I did. Like I'm still not completely off the hook, even though I'm back to work. Like they're putting me with this crazy lady. And then at the end of the last chapter I just read, it said like they are probably putting me with her because no one would bat an eye if I did kill her. So now I'm like, ooh, maybe she like killed one of her patients. I don't know. It's like a 24/7 live-in nurse situation, so she's gonna be with her, and it's like up on this cliff. That's where the cover of the book comes from, I'm assuming, because it's like on this big cliff. I don't know. So I'm only that far in right now. I'm really liking Riley Sager's writing. I've never read a book by him, but I'm really liking his writing. And then also an update on Yesteryear. I don't even remember what the last thing I talked about was. We're still just going through like her old life to her new life, obviously, and we're getting more from her life before this happened that I'm just like, oh my god, like she's talking about her husband, and yeah, her husband sucks because like of course you suck, so you're gonna marry someone who sucks, but she's just acting like she is the best person in the world and her husband is the worst, which is like just like her husband is bad, yes, but she is also not good. Like she hates her kid. So then in the present she's not doing well. None of them are really liking her, and she's trying to pretend, but it's just not going well. But I'm on page 136, chapter 19. I am still really liking this book. Like the only reason I didn't read is because we were so busy. I know I put a couple clips in. Saturday, we were literally out in the city the entire day. So I read like one chapter when I got home last night, and we didn't get home till, like I didn't get in bed till 1 a.m. and I was so tired. I read one chapter, then went right to sleep. And I didn't get to read today at all. We came right home, got something to eat, came right home. And Friday I read one chapter before bed too, because we also like, as soon as we got there, we got changed and went out and then got home at like midnight. So we were booked and busy, which it was so much fun, but I didn't get to read to finish my book. So that's okay though, that's okay. So I'm gonna go probably take a walk, read outside, and I'll check in when I have more updates. Hey guys, long time no chat. I think the last time I talked to you was it Sunday when I got back from New York? Sometime around then. I have been continuing to read yesteryear. I've filmed a few clips, so like you've seen me slowly making my way through, but it's just been a really busy past couple of days. I started summer classes. My friends have been over a bunch. We've been out a bunch, so I haven't been able to read as much. And then even at work yesterday, I could have read like the whole time and I just didn't have the motivation to. So it's taken me a little bit longer to get through yesteryear than I was planning to. And I think once the end of May came and I didn't finish it, I was just like, okay, whatever, I can finish it whenever. And now that's not the mindset I should be in. So now it's 80 degrees out, not a cloud in the sky today. So I'm outside tanning in the sun. I'm gonna play some music and read my book, hopefully. Maybe not a lot because I do have class tonight again too. But that's what I'm doing. It's been pretty much the same because we're still just doing the same thing in the book of going back and forth and learning about her. And I did get to a chapter where she was like kind of walking along the farm, and then the little boy is like, no, we can't go any farther than this, and he like won't like go any farther. It was like there's a tether to the barn, which I thought was interesting. But I don't really have any updates on the book itself. I'm still liking it. It's just solely the fact that I don't have the time to read, or if I do, I guess I don't have the motivation. So we're gonna try to do that now. While I'm out here, it's so beautiful, I could cry. It hasn't been like this in so long. I haven't read more of The Only One Left either. I listened to it a little bit on my walk, and we kind of find out a little bit about what one of the characters might have did to get suspended, but then they also hinted at there being like a little bit more than just that. So I'm still interested in that, but it's kind of been put on the back burner because I really want to focus on yesteryear. I would love to get halfway today. I'm at like 37%. So I would love to read until 50% and maybe more than that, because then I feel like once I'm there, I could just cruise through it. So we'll see, but just wanted to update you because I haven't talked to you in so long. Yeah, and I'll talk to you eventually when I have something else to say. Hi guys, it's now the next day. It's Thursday. It's like 9:58, almost 10 o'clock at night. Today I had work. I got up early this morning and like deep cleaned my entire room and did my laundry, so I didn't read this morning. But then at work I was just like on the register all day, so I did get to read a little bit. I'm now almost 50% through. Yeah, I'm 49% through. So I'm on page 187, chapter 27 of Yesteryear. So I'm like pretty much halfway. We're finding out some crazy stuff, like even the way they like got their farm, and the way I just found out the way that she got pregnant again. Guys, like the way none of her life is real to what she's showing on the camera is crazy, and it's making me think like, how many people right now do I see on TikTok and it's just like a complete facade? Like I knew obviously it was all fake for the cameras, but like this fake, I love seeing the ins and outs of their marriage. Like in the beginning when I first started reading it, I could have sworn they were like a happy couple, at least who like tolerated each other, but now I literally don't think that, maybe he likes her, but I really don't think she likes him. I don't think she likes anybody. Even now, her daughter at like the place I'm at in the flashbacks, her daughter's a few years old and she still doesn't seem to like her, and she's like wanting to have more kids just so she doesn't have to spend as much time with her daughter. Like she literally hates everybody. And then in the present, we're still like not really getting much. I think she's kind of taking on the role of like, okay, I'm here, I might as well be here, and she's like finding it fun to be like in this pioneer life. And she's like kind of like, she woke up one day and was like greeting the child that she's her actual mom and stuff like that. So she's kind of like embracing it. I still am just like trying to find out, like I'm in the process of finding out a lot. I'm not like putting anything together yet. I think I'm going to start getting through it quicker because more stuff will start happening like quicker. Like now is a lot of just like how we got here and what we're doing right now, but even just like finding out how they got the farm, not even how they got it, but just like why they got it and how they got pregnant. And it's just crazy. Like, and I still hate her, but it's still so fascinating to read in her perspective because I just want to keep reading it to see how she thinks, because I'm just like, how do you think that way? And now I'm gonna view people online in such a different way. Like, I'm so sorry, but you cannot read this book and just come out of it thinking about things the same way. I think I'm going to get ready for bed and then read a little bit to end the night. I've been falling asleep reading the past few nights. I've just been like so tired by the time I go to bed that I can only read like a page or two before I fall asleep. But hopefully, since it's only 10 o'clock, I can read a little bit before I actually fall asleep. And I realized this was gonna be like a realistic what I read in a week, obviously, but then with New York last weekend, things just got a wrench thrown in the plan. So I'm just gonna keep vlogging until I finish Yesteryear. That could be through this weekend. We'll see. But I want to like have a full update on all of my thoughts about the book. Like her living in this like old time life, and she's miserable and she wants to leave, whatever, and she's still just focused on how beautiful she can be. How beautiful I can be even in the ugliest possible situation. Girl, like, We're past that, okay? We're past that. Hi guys, obviously I'm in my car. I just got off work. It's now Sunday. I don't think I filmed anything Friday or Saturday. Friday I had work all day and then I went to my cousin's graduation and like the thing at their house after. So I think I read a little bit in the morning, maybe a chapter before bed, but I was super busy. And then yesterday I read a bunch in the morning, but then I went to a dance recital and out to dinner and like hung out afterwards, so I didn't read after that, and I was just really busy, so I did not film again. And now it's Sunday, it's like 3:10 I think, and I read a lot at work today. I worked for 6 hours, and like the place that I work is kind of chill, so like I was just, if no customers were in the store, I just read on my Kindle. I am officially 88% of the way through. I am on page 345 of like 390 I think, so I literally have like 30 some pages left. Everything is finally like blowing up and it's getting really, really good. And if I worked just like an hour more, I definitely would have finished it. It says I only have 58 minutes left in the book. I just wanted to do one last update before I did finish it, because I'm definitely gonna finish it today, mainly because I'm almost done. Also because we leave for the beach tomorrow, me and my friends. And me and my one friend are buddy reading a book. So I need to make sure I have my beach read ready for the beach. Things have really blown up. I really don't want to say like anything about it, because if you do decide to read it, I want you to go in completely blind. It is so hot in the car. Like I am turning red. It's like 80 degrees out. I know I keep saying this, that like everything's a lie, but I didn't think I realized like how much was a lie. Like even the stuff that she was like saying in the beginning was a lie. And like, if you know what I'm trying to say there. Like, it's just crazy how everything in this is fake and now how it's all kind of blowing up. I still don't know the reason for her being on this farm yet, or this other place in the 1850s. I'm just like, I have no idea where this is gonna go in the like real world and the 1850s world. I have no idea where it's going, and we have like 30 pages left, so we'll see. But I am still really liking it. It's taking me a lot longer to read than I thought, just because of how busy I've been. This last bit has been so easy to just binge through, because you want to know what happens to her so bad. And it was so crazy because the whole time I'm reading this book, I hate her, right? I hate her. I'm like, wow, people actually think this is crazy. She thinks she's so perfect. And then something happens at the end and I'm like feeling like I'm on her side. And I'm like, wait, who am I supposed to be rooting for here? Because one person is like made out to be the villain and I'm like rooting. I'm like, oh no, why would they do that to her? But I'm like, wait, you just spent the whole book thinking she's an awful person. What is going on? Like the way that she wrote this book is very, very good. I really, really like her writing. I think this is her first book. If it is, I will be reading what she comes out with next. Also, like her life in the 1800s, like she's finally starting to like, she's like, oh, I love these people, which is so odd because she literally hates her children in real life. Like, she is just making no sense. I'm gonna finish it today. I'll check back in later on when I finish and like probably have more of a concrete thought. I don't know what my rating would be right now. I'm thinking maybe like around the 3.75 4-star area. We'll see how the ending, that could make or break it, so we'll see. But yeah, that'll probably be when I get home in a little bit. I'll finish it, let you know, and yeah, I think that's it. Okay, bye. Guys, that was crazy. What? Okay. I'm at the epilogue, which is 5 years later, and I'm honestly very intrigued to see what this is because I don't know what just happened, truly. I mean, I know, but like, that is just nothing I was expecting. So obviously I just finished Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke. I think I'm gonna settle on a 4 stars for this. The ending definitely did solidify that for me. It just, I don't know, not even that, it did shock me. Like I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, but then also just the way like we got to see everything 5 years later and like what happened, and I don't know, I just like felt content with the ending. I think this is definitely worth the hype. I wouldn't say it's like the best book I've ever read in my life because the main character is so unlikable that like it really sometimes is like, wow. But then when I finished it, I was like, wait, I want to go back and read this again and like see it through the eyes of knowing the ending. I think would be so crazy. I don't think there's a single character that's likable in this book. Well, maybe there are. The kids didn't really do anything wrong, but of like the adults, I don't like any of them, and I just can't believe there's people out here living like this. But yeah, it did take me a lot longer to read than I thought, but I think that was just a me issue. It's really bingeable, especially like today I read the last 40% of it all in one day. So like it's super easy to binge because you just want to know like, why is she here? What happened? And I think the way the book is structured is also really good because it keeps you hooked, where like you'll read a chapter from the past and then you'll get to the present and like learn how she got there, and then you want to get back to the past, so then you like keep reading, but then you're like, well wait, how did she get this? So then you want to read into the future. Like I think it's set up very well for you to want to keep reading and find out, and then how it all comes together in the end I think is really good because it kind of is like a natural progression. It's not just like you find out immediately what happened and it makes no sense. Like it kind of goes in a progression where you start putting the pieces together and you're like, oh my god, oh, of course, that's it. I would highly recommend this. I wish I could have rated it higher, but there were a few parts in like the 30, 40, 50% mark where I was like, we need something more. But maybe that's just because it took me a while to read it. I don't know. I also really liked the way that you never knew what to believe, because I think that really added to it as well. The whole beginning, she starts off with all of these like lies, it's all a facade, but then she gets into it later and you realize that like more is a facade than you even thought. But then you get to the end and you're like, wait, but all of this is actually true. Like it's so like it messes with your mind a lot because you have no idea what to trust, what's true, what's fake, it's just, because now I'm still a little confused at even some of the stuff that happens, because she would like say something in her head and then people would be like, oh, you said that out loud. So now I'm like, how much was she saying out loud? And then she like does this one thing to one of the characters, but like they never really address that, and I'm like, so did she do it? It's just like, whoa. So I kind of also do wish there was a little bit more clarity with that. Maybe that's the point, but like there was a few things where I was like, what? Because the main character is so unreliable and so unlikable. I'm happy with how it ended. I think she ended up right where she needed to be. I think that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, so that was a realistic reading week. I'm not gonna lie, that is how it looks a lot of the time, is me only reading one book. I even went longer than a week. I think this is like a week and 2 days, but this could really differ. Like the week before this, I read like 3 books in 1 week, so who knows. Anyways though, even despite all of that, thank you so much for coming along and watching my journey of yesteryear. This was a really fun book to document my progress on. I hope you all read the book and I hope you all really enjoy it. Let me know if you did. That is all for me. Thank you guys so much if you watched to the end. I love you. And hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!